Hello friends, welcome back to the Stationery Junkie. In this video, I'm going to finally talk about what I bought from the Tainan pen show. If you haven't had the chance to watch my video about the show, I will link up that recap video in the cards so that you can check out what that show was all about and some of the booths that I visited. So now I'm able to find some time to talk to you guys about what I bought there. Let's get right into it. Alright, first things first, I wanted to talk about my haul from Yamamoto paper, which is like, for me, the highlight of the show. The booth that I was really excited to go to. I did buy a couple of things. I bought this box. The box was free when you buy 5 pieces of these paper tasting papers. Yamamoto-san calls this paper tasting notepads. And I got 5. Well, you get 5 in one box, and you can actually choose the color of the box that you want to store your notepads in. So I got all of these 5 notepads. They are actually loose sheets that are bound together by this plastic film here. But you can remove it, and you can take out each sheet and use them as you want, whether you want to do ink swatches and stuff. And this thin plastic strip is quite easy to put back, so that's a relief because I get antsy if the papers are not, leveled out, and it would be difficult to store them. I don't want the paper to crease inside the box. Later on, I will do an ink test to show you how these papers performed with regards to ink swatching. Next, I did pick up Canopus Note, which is, as Yamamoto-san described in the interview, this is the successor of Cosmo Airlight. I did get a Canopus bullet paper number 2 from Japan, so they're basically the same. They're both from Yamamoto. They're both 73 GSM, so they're quite thick, but they're very pleasant to swatch inks with. Later on, I will show you how the Canopus paper performed in terms of ink swatching, so I just wanted to point that out. And this is plain paper, 73 GSM, as I mentioned, A5 size and plain. There's no ruling, but you do get like an undermat or like a pencil board that has grid on it. You can put it under the paper, and that can serve as the guide for you to write straight. Because if you're like me who cannot write straight on plain paper, you definitely need that guide. So I really appreciate that they provided that in this packaging. So it's tucked inside that undermat, or that pencil board is there. And I also got this Ro-Biki Notebook. It's passport size. It's 5mm dot grid, 60 pages. I picked it up because I do have a traveler's passport cover, and I would like to use this as an everyday carry or random notes for random note taking. So the grid is 5mm, and they're like blue dots, and they're very easy to ignore. Could be there whenever you need to make sure that your writing is straight. So I love that, and I love the design of this notebook. So the texture is quite smooth. Like this, I feel like this is coated paper with some Japanese motif design. So I got that from Yamamoto paper as well. I'm really happy about it. I also got an additional Yamamoto paper, the grid pencil board, and some blotting paper. So blotting paper and accessories. So definitely I need blotting paper since I use fountain pen in my journals and planners almost all the time, almost exclusively. So I got a pack of this one, the pencil board, and they're also like lined paper or like lined ruling here that you can put under the Yamamoto paper notebook or any plain non-ruled notebook that you have. Well, this came as an extra to put as a backing, and there's also these blotting papers that I picked up. There are 5 pieces of blotting paper. They're quite thick. They're kind of like cardboard, but they're textured, so it would be good to use when you need to close your planner or your journal after writing on it with fountain pen ink. So that's that. I also got this Rhodia Notepad notepad. This is actually a freebie that all event attendees were able to receive from the organizers. I really appreciate that. Last year, they also gave a similar notepad, but it's from Colte, if I'm not mistaken. Yep. So this is Rhodia. And I also got this handmade journal from a local Taiwanese artist who does hand-bound, hand-sewn paper notebooks. So I'm not sure what paper she uses in these notebooks, but they're quite thick and a little bit textured. I'm not sure if I'm gonna be using this as a journal, like to write on, but I picked this up because I was really intrigued with the binding. I'm not sure if this is Coptic binding, but I really intrigued because I also in the future maybe want to learn how to do book binding, make my own notebooks. So I picked it up and I was just really intrigued by the vintage vibe of the notebooks that she sells, and I'm planning to use this as perhaps a memory keeping journal or like a junk journal because mine is already done. The previous one I used the Muji notebook for that, and I want to use this one for the same purpose of junk journaling because I think the binding is going to hold up with a lot of ephemera on it. And this is from Katherine Handmade. Yep. See, she's a local Taiwanese artist who does these. And I also got some souvenir postcards from the show. This one, they have a commemorative stamp and I put that in here as well. And I got a freebie from the creator. This is like a notebook, like a booklet, also hand bound. Look at the binding here. It's like hand stitched. And the cover was drawn by her son. So I was like really very touched that she gave this away for free when I bought this notebook. And I was just really charmed by the drawing of her son. There was also another notebook with the drawing of her daughter. But I picked this up because I was just really smitten by the cute drawing. And it's the same paper used in this notebook. And it's like hand bound with the stitching here. So I really appreciate that. I love supporting local artists. And last but not the least, I got 2 ink bottles from the show. One is a Kobe ink. It's called Jinjunmei Gold. And this ink is inspired by one of the black teas grown in Fujian in China. According to what was said here in the pamphlet, that they harvest the fruit of this tea plant. They harvest the fruit, and the leaves of this tea is actually golden. So hence they named the ink as such, inspired by the golden leaves of this Jinjunmei tea. So I'm going to show you an ink swatch or several ink swatches of this ink, and I'm really happy because this is kind of like the warm honey ink color that I really love, that I am obsessed with currently. If you have seen my video of some of the sepia inks, I really love that kind of tone of like golden sepia for inks, for fountain pen inks, and I'm glad I got this ink. And another ink that I got is a Korean brand of ink. It's T&L. I have not seen any reviews of this ink anywhere. It was distributed by Yaching Style, and I was really intrigued by it. It's called the Truffle Ink color. And the special thing about this ink is that it comes with the packaging that opens up like this. So cute. And the ink bottle is like a faceted gemstone. Let's look at that. It's like, I've never seen an ink bottle as luxe and as so interestingly designed like this. It's like a gemstone, and it's quite heavy, and it comes in a box like this that opens up like this, and there's like a card for, well, I can't pull it out. I might damage. Oh, there you go. Truffle. T&L. So that's pretty much it. Nothing, no other packaging in this box aside from the way it opens up like this. So it was really very interesting. And there are also other colors of this ink brand that's like more gemstone based. I got the truffle one because I don't know why lately I am kind of like into gray inks for some reason. So I picked this up, and it's hard. This ink is hard to come by. So yeah, and because of the packaging in the bottle, it's quite expensive. It's like $1,000+ new Taiwan dollars. So they're quite expensive because this Kobe ink is around 700 new Taiwan dollars. So this one is like really expensive, and I really have to like make the most use out of this ink because it's, you know, not cheap. And I have no regrets getting this because this is a kind of ink that's hard to come by. It's not commercially available here in Taiwan, so I picked it up. And now that I've finished talking about the haul, let's get right into the ink swatching, which is so exciting, at least for me, because I used all of the paper tasting notepads here in this box, and I'm excited to show you how all of the inks, these two inks, performed in those notepads. So let's get right into the ink swatching. Here I'm showing the 5 papers from Yamamoto paper tasting set plus the Canopus Note, and each paper has a slightly different tone. Some are white, some are cream, some are just a little off-white, and that really changes how the ink looks. So I wanted to show you the true colors of each one. So I'm starting off with the T&L Truffle Ink. I'm using an eyedropper so you can really see how the ink spreads, pools, and settles on each paper. And right away you can see those gray hues come through. And I've been really into gray inks lately, and this one has such a nice depth to it. And on the very bright white papers, the gray looks crisp and clean, and on the warmer papers, it softens into this velvety, almost smoky tone. And because I'm letting the ink move around naturally, you get to see all those subtle shades and gradients as it dries. And now I'm switching to the Kobe Jinjunmei Gold ink. This one is honestly stunning. As soon as it hits the paper, you can see that warm honey brown tone bloom out. It's one of those inks that just feels cozy and rich, and the shading itself is so beautiful, especially on smoother papers where the edges pull a little. And on the cream papers, it deepens ever so slightly, and on the white ones, it really lights up with that golden warmth that I love. I could easily tell that this is going to be a favorite. And that's it for today's video. I hope you had a good time watching this video. I had an amazing time doing all the ink swatching and showing you all what I got from the Tainan pen show. And again, I wanted to thank the organizers of the pen show for allowing me to film and like talk to some of the exhibitors there and basically have a great time. Let me just say that my second attendance in this pen show is like took a toll on my wallet. Even if I did not have a huge haul, the expense is quite a bit, but you know, being in this hobby, I really enjoyed it, and I'm really happy with what I got because these are really difficult items to purchase even within Taiwan, even when I have easy access to some of Japanese stationery and inks and pens and stuff like that. But nevertheless, I'm really happy about everything that I got. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you have any other questions and if you enjoy the content from this channel, please consider subscribing, liking, and commenting, and I will see you in the next video.